Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with the boys, PD and Cal. And man, do we have something to talk about today. PD and Cal, say what's rocking, guys.
What up?
Ready to rock as always.
So Marvel is their new big event happening for the fall is being called Dark Ages. PD, Selected, can you show us that cover art that they want to the show is based on this whole thing. It's pretty intriguing. They're saying basically the lights go out in I guess the world and our friend Iron Man is definitely affected. I mean, I guess the world is affected. So it was supposed to come out before this whole COVID pandemic came out, but this is what we got right now. So we're just trying to understand what's going on. So I'm going to pass it over to Petey. Give me a little background on this, Petey. What's your take on it?
I don't know. It's more an out of continuity thing. It's by Tom Taylor, who's the DC Injustice, God's Among Us. So we're getting this sort of out of continuity fun that is work for DC. Marvel's dragging it over to their own thing. And it's just sort of seemingly a nutty sort of event that can happen. And, letting this guy play with the Marvel character.
Who's working on this?
It says Tom Taylor, writer of DC.
Oh, okay.
That dude. So, and I guess he wrote the all new Wolverine. So.
Well, every once in a while, Marvel runs out of ideas. So they say, hey, pull up the Periscope. And they go and they look over in the DC's offices and they see what's going on. But if they can't see anything from the Periscope, okay, Marvel will actually send some undercover over there and say, dig through the files. Dig through the files. We already went through ours. So they dug through their files and they found a story called Final Night, which was a 4-issue limited series where what happened? The lights went out in the DC universe, literally the sun. And they had to find a way to get that thing jump-started. Superman was running around, losing power. Batman, all the heroes, it's getting cold. Snow is stacking up everywhere. Who's going to save the day? So it was one of those type of stories. So now we got a guy who's written for DC, who's coming over and writing a story that reminds me something of, Final Night, the lights go out. Let's see what happens in the Marvel Universe with that treatment.
You are one crazy dude.
They did have a Final Night. You can get the collected version of it.
Do you think they'll be that blatant? Are you serious?
They've done it before.
Oh my gosh.
Marvel has the Squadron Supreme. They have the Squadron Supreme, the Squadron Sinister, and they push those characters. They're currently pushing them in Heroes Reborn. Okay, DC doesn't push any of their Marvel analogs with any of the fervor that Marvel does theirs. All right, so yeah, Marvel blatantly steals from DC all the time.
Oh my goodness. What's your take on this, Petey?
I mean, what can I say? They did have Final Night, this big moment, where Superman has the Bruce, I'm cold. It's the saddest thing ever. But ultimately, yeah, I can't really, it's kind of a funky idea. I thought it was going to be more of a dark time for these guys, not these characters. I guess Spider-Man can do what he can because he has his spider sense, so he doesn't have to worry about not seeing anything. But it's a story you can't really play out that well because it's going to be the heroes about the day-to-day people having to deal with the dark. They don't have Spider-Man spider sense. The Thing doesn't have Spider-Man spider sense. You don't have electricity, if you don't have light or electricity, or how these guys getting around, how the rest of them. Okay, the Black Panther can, he works around in the night. Iron Man is just sitting at home. None of this works. None of it. So, but yeah, I mean, the names involved, he's already has some sort of, probably pull some interest. It's in an event. You have, I don't know, I guess it's kind of hard to look at like something called Dark Age and have Spider-Man and Invisible Woman and be like, oh, these guys are the dark thing, but at the same time, it's more about these characters going through this thing. But something Marvel Universe thing, I don't really always look at Spider-Man as the guy to lead this sort of thing, but he's obviously the most flashy Marvel character, so
one of the most popular.
Yeah, so he's always going to be in the forefront and stuff that he shouldn't be involved in at all.
Yeah, I can't see that. What about you, Cal? What's your take?
More than what I said earlier?
Yeah.
Said, say more, say more.
What can I say? Doesn't look interesting, but I'll read it. The idea of the Marvel characters in the dark, this looks more like, this could be like another Marvel Zombies where it just comes across as a real big slapstick, like they're all slipping on one large banana peel or something. But I mean, you got Reed Richards, okay? If you're in the Marvel universe, something as simple as this, Reed should have a backup for this without any problem. There's no reason why Tony Stark's armor shouldn't be functioning. So I'm really not sure what the purport is behind this. The cover looks cool. So hey, why not give it a shot, right? At the end of the day, it's out of continuity. So if you don't like it, it doesn't really matter.
Here we go.
I see. So he comes up with basically, there are going to be other characters. To see, according to the Marvel site, that they're going to go into this thing, and then they're going to come up against characters who are like them. So it seems, you know what it really seems like to me, like Infinite Night, the Infinite Frontiers, I guess. Not even that. Sorry about that. We're talking about Metal.
Dark Knight's Metal?
Dark Knight Metal, where they go, where you have those guys.
Oh wow, that's blatant theft.
Huh?
I said there's blatant theft. What's worse than blatant theft?
I know. I mean, it's the same. I wouldn't have normally thought about that, but then I read Marvel's blurb that basically said, and this is the point that it says the
You want the copy? What part you want to show? You want to show your whatever you're reading?
Sure.
See.
Yeah, that's worse than the Periscope. That's steal the script.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Okay, it said disabled again.
You should have it now.
Okay, so here it says, foreshadowed in their last year's Free Comic Book Day X-Men, and in today's series of mysterious teasers, this highly anticipated limited series will see heroes from every corner of the Marvel universe unite against a new threat and fail. The defeat will usher in an exciting new age full of heartbreaking loss and unimaginable stakes. As the world is remade, fans will meet fascinating new versions of their favorite heroes as they fight to overcome insurmountable odds and restore hope to the universe. And I was like, what? What the goony goo-goo's going on here, bro? What do we make of that? Got Iron Man, we got T'Challa, we got Spider-Man, who should definitely be further back in the food chain, unless he's the unless he's the Iron Spider, Sue and Ben Grimm. Once again, they're definitely pushing the Fantastic Four. I see no X-Men in this picture.
But there'll be different versions of those characters. So they'll change.
This is Marvel's own site, and this is what it has. In this article, the tags X-Men, it does have X-Men, so. And it says powerless in the face of X-Men and Assembly will, okay, here it is. So a danger older than Earth threatens everything, and for once, the heroes will have to save the planet time again and find themselves almost completely powerless in the face of it. X-Men and Avengers will assemble. Spider People and the Fantastic Four will come together. Heroes for hire will fight alongside champions, but none of it will be enough. The lights are going to go out forever. Did we not just have the symbiote, the whole symbiote thing?
It was going well for them, so they gotta go further.
Did we not just have the whole attack by the Frost Giants once again?
So you're disliking it.
I'm not disliking it. I'm just saying it's the same. It's just too much of a retread. If you're going to do something, try to do something a little different,
That's Marvel.
Yeah.
But once again, we love Marvel stuff. So once again, Feige, we are there backing you.
No, you're talking about the movies. Feige has nothing to do with the comics.
He took it over. He runs all Marvel now.
Marvel Comics is like, hey, look at that variant cover. That variant cover did well. Do 100.
Yeah, that's the extent of Marvel. We already saw from Mars's boy Dan Slott that you don't get nothing, you don't get nothing done well at Marvel unless you got a team of people to help you.
Hey, I always say they do it. What is it? The stores buy it. They push it to the readers. Readers have to put some money behind it because if not, they would stop doing it. But this right over here, I'm looking at it. Hey, I haven't, with the last Marvel series that I actually was interested in reading was Heroes Return, the most recent series that they put out. That's the last thing I was interested in reading. And that is saying a lot because everything else everything else just looked unrecognizable to a large extent. And this I'm interested in reading, but these are pretty much, I'm reading stories about like, what if the DC heroes took over the Marvel universe? That's pretty much what I'm reading at the end of the day. So I'm not reading this because I want to see what Spider-Man is up to or Thor or anybody else. I'm reading I'm reading this for like a what if, which I don't think is a good thing. Now I'm looking at this one, I'm like, okay, maybe I can get on board for this, but it's the same reason. I don't know what Spider-Man's doing, and they've made it to the point I don't care. I don't know what Thor's doing because the last time that I looked at Thor, he was running around with the Odin power and the power of the power cosmic. He's over here fighting. It's just like wild stuff at the end of the day. I'm like, who is this cat? So this right over here is something, okay, I can be interested in it because it's out of continuity. Okay, maybe I'll see some recognizable characters. Maybe it's just fun. And guess what? If they're not, it doesn't matter. It's not a part of continuity. What I would really like is something that ties in, that I could actually bring me back, and I could actually get a couple of books that I'm reading on a regular basis again. But aside of that, hey, why not read this? They're not really doing anything to make me want to read anything else.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think these things need to be better scripted in that, and provide better stories. I mean, we can't the same thing every single an ancient threat that comes to destroy the earth. An ancient threat from outer space is coming to destroy the universe. An ancient threat. I mean, Jesus, how many ancient threats? What about that's the guy next door who just wants to take over once again? It can't be that cataclysmic every single.
Well, didn't they have that cat, Dark Winter? They had that storyline in Thor, the whole Dark Winter, which is, hey, this is coming to do what? Pretty much destroy the universe, which is pretty much every year. Every year somebody's trying to destroy the universe, or at the very least New York City in the Marvel universe. So, they're coming over there, they're doing that sort of thing. I accept that. They got to have something to do, but it could be different. It could be just a little bit different.
Yeah, I agree, and we are all on the same page. I mean, the one thing DC was able to pull off in their version, what's it called? What did I just call it? Dark Universe and stuff like that. It actually seems like a whole, huh?
Metal.
And it was pretty. Yeah, it is hell, and it was pretty successful. I mean, to this day, Death Metal, Dark Universe, and one of the characters has become a standout. The Batman Who Laughs, naturally, right? The sales of the Robin and some of the other guys have been pretty tremendous, but at least they seem to stand out doing that. Whereas Marvel's, I don't get the same thing, the same energy, the same focus. It seems to me like, well, DC will put more of their top writers, and they do the same thing at Marvel. I don't know. It just seems just very different. It doesn't come out to me, or it's executed as well. I don't know if you have the same thoughts, Cal or Petey.
I don't know what Marvel's doing right now, comic book wise. A lot of their focus seems to be other media, film, TV, that type of stuff. I mean, their animated division, I haven't seen anything come out of it. I mean, I'm certain they're still doing something here and there, but at one point they were paying some attention to that, and they ceded a lot of ground coming over there. So, the comic wise, I'm not sure what the drive is there at all. But it seems that everything else is doing pretty well for them on the other media. So I think they're being left to their own devices. So they're coming up with this stuff.
No, I think now that Feige is chief creative officer for all of Marvel products, he may be the one that they have to go to get sign off on some of this stuff. And I think that may be part of the issue there. He wants to.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well,
no,
he was just featured in the X-Men comic. He's talking.
No, I don't think they need to sign off on any of this stuff. They're just, everything's cranking along for them right now. They got more than enough money to spare. They don't have to worry about bankruptcy. They got the mouse is over here, pretty much riding everything at this point. So, they're doing what they're doing.
So here's is that comic worth anything? The one with Feige in it?
Say again?
Is the comic with Feige in it
worth anything?
Will it be worth anything?
Probably not.
Okay.
If he was on the cover, maybe.
He's just an open bar with Cyclops.
Maybe later, maybe, but that would I don't know. He'd probably have to. I hate to be morbid. He'd probably have to die.
Oh my God, you're horrible.
He's not I mean, if they had somebody, I mean, if he was on the cover or something of that nature, maybe. But Feige could turn out to be like the Stan Lee of Marvel when it comes to like the films and everything of that nature. He might receive some recognition later, but that little cameo right there, nothing right now.
Got it.
If he had appeared 20 years ago in a cameo, yes, everybody would want that.
So it's basically grab it and that's it. Okay, interesting.
Grab it, wait 20 years to see what happens.
All right, so guys, so we are done basically with this particular thing. We think Dark Ages is interesting, but we don't understand where it's coming from, and we don't have enough of the story to understand how far it's go and whether this is just another retread of all the stories that we've done. So, oh, excuse me, Petey, you wanted to say something? You were on mute, and I did not do that to you.
Stop doing that to me. Trash.
You're the host, so don't even go there. Don't even try to set you up.
You had to hit a button or something. I clicked it twice.
Bro, I'm not the host, man.
Trash.
Spinner Rock,
Out.
like, subscribe, give thumbs up.